What's up, everybody? Long time no see. Back from vacation. Give y'all some time to get in. Do a little group sharing real quick. Y'all come on in. Be relaxed. Yeah, a little while longer to come in. We'll get started. What's up, Destiny Frazier? Now I'm just getting some time to come on in, Destiny, and we're gonna get it in. What's up, Rachel Rose? Well, let us begin. Well, everybody, how y'all been? Today, we're going to be talking about an interesting topic. We're going to talk about the Black Panther Party and what really happened here. They rose, they came, they sought, they conquered, they beginning to decay, and then they crumbled for the most part. But why is this? Well, I decided to do me a little what you would say traveling yesterday, and I went to the ancestral realm to speak to Fred Hampton. You know, I enjoy Fred Hampton. Out of everybody that was in the Black Panther Party, he was a universal master. He figured out a way to unite everybody, unite the whole nation. That's why they termed him the Black Messiah, because he came with something they had never seen before. So, and because of his energy that they and the Black Panther energy put together, they created this group called COINTELPRO to infiltrate, cause disruptions and everything in the party. So yeah. So this is what's going on. I talked to Fred Hampton, and he said, "Man, we was getting them. We was tearing them up. We was destabilizing the government. The people had become aware, had become more conscious and everything, and they was going in on the government. Everybody. I'm talking about. It wasn't just about race anymore. It was about freedom and liberation. Yeah. It wasn't. It was the people versus the government. During his time, during the height of the Black Panther Party's power, which was 69, 70, and 71. So the reason why they had him so scared is because, what's up, Noah? They had him so scared was because he came in, and they struck fear into this group of beings, the government and whatever, because they knew how to operate in the system. They knew how to put in work. They knew how to use the media. They knew how to do many things, and most importantly, they was organized and they knew how to regulate, and they expanded. Even worse for the government. They even expanded all the way from America to Africa, and probably other parts of the world too, but we know for a fact America and Africa. So what went down here was the people were rising up, getting stronger and everything. Well, around 1968, they started doing rituals on the people, starting with the blood moon of the time, all the blood moons. And when they started doing these rituals, these occult rituals, the magic that they was using on the people was starting to shift the energies or the forces in their favor. So they started doing this in 1968. Fred Hampton was like, "Hey man, we was doing it, but our problem was we had everything. We had the weapons, we had the people, we had the knowledge. But what we did not have was the magic, because a lot of people in our group, when the hoodoo conjurers, the medicine men and medicine women that was here came and stepped to them to talk about this bringing the magic to the table, because you ain't gonna be able. They had seen in their visions that y'all were going to lose if y'all don't adopt the magical realm. You see what I'm saying? You don't adopt the magical teachings, because they've been doing rituals. They had been seeing in their mind's eye that they had been doing rituals on the people ever since 1968. So a lot of but what happened was, when they approached them with the magical teachings and everything, a lot of the leaders in the Black Panther Party group said, nah. What's up, Will Capru? What's up? A lot of people in the group, they was like, nah, we don't want no magic. And what's worse, what Fred Hampton said was, not only did they deny the magic, they shunned the hoodoo practitioner. A lot of them spoke out against hoodoo and said, nah, we don't fuck with that, and you shouldn't either. So when they did that, as a group, the energy of the planet, we became more physical. And when we became more physical in vibration, Fred Hampton said then that, nah, when we became more physical, that's when they had us. Automatically. That's when they had us. They created this COINTELPRO just to monitor us, but they destroyed us with magic. They destroyed us with their occult rituals that they had been doing for 2 whole years, ever since the blood moons in 1968. So that's when it got real. So that's when they started, in 71, 72, they started assassinating everybody. 71, 72 and on down to the mid 70s, they started killing off everybody, because now they seen that they checked the spiritual levels of all the Black Panther leaders, and they said, oh, none of these people are on the level. They ain't here. They ain't got it. So they ain't vibrating at 528 hertz, which is at least your heart chakra. You gotta at least be vibrating there. Empathy, empaths. So if you ain't at least vibrating at 528 hertz, then they can use their weapons against you, and they know this. This is why when you're an empath, they try to keep you in fear. They know who you are when you born. So I don't want you to think they don't. They know who you are. So they hack in people and beings in your life down your timeline to try to keep you in fear, so you won't rise up or whatever. You won't gain that, because if you're an empath, you already a step away from becoming a psychic, from becoming a Jedi, from becoming a necromancer. You see what I'm saying? You already that. You already on that level. You already a step away. So you come here as the oldest soul. So they had to shut that down. So Fred Hampton was like, since we didn't embrace the magic like the hoodoo practitioners told us in the late 60s, then they came after us. They shut us down. They killed us off, because we didn't have no magic to protect us. We ain't have nothing. We ain't had that prophesize the creator, I will put my 10 over you, because we didn't practice it. And not only did we not practice magic, we didn't even teach psychic abilities. We didn't even teach you to tap into your intuitions, tap into your clairvoyance, tap into the internet. So since we weren't teaching none of that, then we was purely physical with the revolution. So since it was just pure physical, they just used the magic to manipulate the ancestral world, the primordial world that empowers the physical world. Mainly, since how they was already physical, they mainly just did it through the astral planes. They mainly just worked their magic through the astral plane, because they knew they didn't even have to work that hard, because they was all physical. It was all about the physical revolution. They never thought that there was a magical revolution before there was a physical revolution, and they never thought that since 1968 they had been planning to take them out. So in 3 years before they even started assassinating leaders on their level, they had already started, doing the ritual work, so that when they do start the assassination, everything go their way. Because usually when you're magically inclined, you get this feeling like, nah, I don't need to be here right now. Your danger sense kick in. I don't need to be here. I need to go. You start wondering. You start your inner self, your inner God, and God start talking to you. You like, hey, something wrong. Something ain't right. I gotta get up out of here. So they knew that they didn't have it. They didn't have it. So they just went and just took them all out and killed whoever they could, destroyed the families, units, all that. They even and then they drove everybody else into exile. They couldn't get them. Like, if we see y'all out here on this Black Panther shit, we gonna take you out, player. They destroyed the businesses, all that. This is how the Black Panthers really lost. Not COINTELPRO and all that. That came later. Those were the infiltrators. But they destroyed them with the magic first. They spent 3 years, 3 whole years, from 1968 to 71, working their magics to make sure that when they did start the assassinations, everything would go their way. So this is what Fred Hampton wanted me to warn y'all about. There is no physical revolution. There's only a magical revolution. And even if you are physically revolted, if you ain't got no magic, you are automatically at risk. You are automatically in danger. This is what Fred Hampton wanted me to tell everybody. He was like, yeah, man, they killed me simply because I just didn't have no magic. I had everything else: the intellect, the martial skill, the combat training, strategy, all that. I had all that. I just didn't have the magic. I had no magic. Nothing. I had nothing from the primordial realm, the ancestral realm backing me. You see what I'm saying? On a spiritual level, I had no spiritual energy. I had no spiritual power. That's why I look at Dr. York, and to me, he failed. Not because his information was bad, but he failed because when them boys came to get him, he didn't have the spiritual power to repel them. See what I'm saying? That's why I like Bobby Hemmett. When them boys tried to come get Bobby, he repelled them. He turned his house invisible. You see what I'm saying? They came after him twice, and he repelled them both times back in 2001. See what I'm saying? See, this is what we talking about. So yeah, Fred Hampton was like, nah, I want you to tell the people that they need to get magically protected now. Don't, especially during the time we're in. Physical revolution is not even a factor anymore. For real. It doesn't even matter like that. You need to work on your magical aspect. You need to work on your magical paradigm. Because what's happening now is the world is becoming lighter. We already on the 4th dimension. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. We already there. So you got beings on the 4th dimension that don't want you to be here. So now you ain't magically protected right now. Damn, just the government. Hey, you gotta deal with them too. You gotta deal with those beings. You gotta deal with those entities that's on this frequency that don't want you to be here now. So yes, you gotta prepare yourself now. So this is what we dealing with. This is what we dealing with. When Fred Hampton said when they killed us all off because we were the Jedi of that time, but we were the Jedi who didn't embrace their magic. He said you can look at us as blind Jedi because we were Jedi who never found our way. When they killed us all off in mass like that, it created a wound in the planet. Because anytime you cut off a mass group of people that have that natural force living inside of them, whether they embrace it or not, it creates a wound in the force. It creates a wound in the world. And the people suffer. And what did they do next? After they killed off the Black Panther Party, they funded the gangs. I want y'all to know that Crips, Bloods, all that, they funded them, They infiltrated the gangs and triggered gang wars for the next few years. Then they instituted drugs into the communities. They did all that. They pretty much hit you back to back to back. You see what I'm saying? And if you ever listen to Bob Hemmett, he said from 1980 on down 2005, they killed over 30 million black people. So you ever wonder what happened to those soul brothers and soul sisters of the time? This is what happened to them. They was getting wiped out left and right by the drugs, by the government, by the gangs who they were hired who hired by the government. They were hired guns by the government, not just the MS-13. Hell, Crips and Bloods was hired by them too. So we got that information as well. So when the Black Panther Party fell, the last Jedi of their period, then there was a wound on the planet, and we went into a deep dark period, a deep period of pain, suffering, and what they did in the 80s, hell, just to relieve the pain, they did nothing but drugs, sex, and party just to relieve the pain of losing the war. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta embrace this magic. We talking about this serious business here. When you don't embrace that your magical power, your spiritual power, then you run the risk of getting yourself killed, and even possibly everybody around you killed. So my bad, y'all. Getting messages. What was I? Lost my train of thought there. So yeah, when you run the risk of injuring yourself and other people too. You see what I'm saying? Because when you a natural Jedi, a natural starseed or whatever, come down here to the planet, you carry with you codes inside you to not only elevate yourself but to elevate everybody in your area. In video game world, when you get strong enough, your energy field explode out into your reality, erupt out into your reality, and affects the environment around you. We call this AOE, area of effect. It's an area of effect abilities. So you have those too. So when all these people died like that, it affected the whole planet. You see what I'm saying? So Fred Hampton want me to tell y'all, like, nah, embrace y'all magic. The physical revolution, the revolutionary parties mean nothing without any magical power, without any spiritual power to back you. You see what I'm saying? I always tell y'all about the story of one of the knights in the Holy Grail legend. I forget his name now. I think it was Percival, but I'm not sure. And he was on his journey to find the Holy Grail, and he got off the boat. And when he got off the boat, there was two big nasty lions waiting on him. I mean, two big fierce motherfuckers ready to take him out. And what he had to do was, of course, him being a knight, he was the greatest swordsman in the land. He took out his physical sword, but his inner self, his inner God said, nah, put that shit back up. Put it up, nigga. Put it up. That shit ain't gonna do nothing. I want you to close your eyes and tap into your inner God. I want you to tap to your power. Of course, it's Christian metaphysics. So he just put his hand over his shoulder and he started to chant or whatever. And there was an eruption of his force from inside him, and the lions picked up on it. They was like, oh, we feel you now. We feel you. We see where you're coming from now. We see your energy now. And so the two big nasty lions just moved out the way, and he walked right past them, and they didn't even hurt him. So this is what we talking about with the with your spiritual force, with your soul force. You see what I'm saying? Your soul power. This is what we talking about. If what the story was trying to tell you is physical swords break, physical armor rusts and can take damage, but your magical armor, your magical swords, your soul weapons, your magical weapons, your soul-based attacks, and the baddest things you got, and the baddest weapons you have. So, with that being said, Fred Hampton want me to tell y'all that nah, you need to get you some magical protection. And I know that's a what you like to call, a lot of people say that, but they don't really tell you what that means. You see what I'm saying? They don't tell you what magical protection actually means. So let me tell y'all what it means. Let me slide it here. We're gonna take a trip down to Brazil, into the province known as Bahia. There was a semi-mythical figure who actually lived, but they made many stories after him. He was known as Besouro, or which means beetle in Portuguese. And his real name was Manuel Enrique Pereira. And what made him so powerful, they called him Besouro Preto de Mongonga. What made him so powerful was he studied the magical system in his area, which they call Mandinga. And Mandinga is a magical spell which allows you to have a magically sealed body, which is corpo fachado over them. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I'll talk to him later. Corpo fachado. And this magically sealed body, or this magically closed body, as they would say. What goes on here is when you get on your journey and start awakening your chakras, you create an energy field around you that protects you. This is what they call in the Bible God's protection, God's tent. You see what I'm saying? You know, you are embraced in God's, you know, hands. You see what I'm saying? You protected or whatever. So they had this science or this spells down there that deals with simply creating a magically sealed body or a magically closed body, and it offers protection. It makes you invincible from attacks like knives and bullets. You see what I'm saying? Or people trying to harm you in general. You see what I'm saying? And they in their system they had what you like to call a patua, P-A-T-U-A, which is a magical amulet, and they would be given one of those, and they would have to abstain from sex. I'm not saying that they didn't have sex; they just didn't have they did it in moderate, you know, sessions. You know, they do it sometimes, chill out, let their energies regenerate, and then go back and do sex again. You know, moderation. So when we dealing with the magic or whatever, this is what we talking about: protecting yourself. Magic, the magical force that we dealing with here is amazing. They even have a movie called The Assailant. Check that out, and it deals with Besouro story, because he's famous in Brazil in the capoeira. He was a capoeira fighter. He was a master at it. He was a motherfucker with it. He took up the spiritual system in his area. And in the movie, they gave him the patua, the magical amulet, and it had 7 leaves on it, which represents your 7 chakras. And she told him, you are now magically sealed, and that you now have a mission, because it was the Orishan system, and he came up under the deity Ogun at the time. So this is what we dealing with. So next, what happened was they tell the story of his miraculous accomplishment, beating up cops, saving his fellow friends, you know, fighting the revolution or whatever. And he was doing amazing things, and they realized they couldn't touch this dude because he was magically sealed. He had a magical body. So what they had to do was hatch a plan to take him out. And what they did was they got him drunk one night, and then had a prostitute sex him or whatever, had sex with him while he was in a weakened state. They got some they ambushed him, got some cocoon, which is like a tree with magical properties down there, and they took the wooden blade and stabbed him in the back, and just in case they. And this sword was supposed to be able to break that magical body, and they killed him. So this is the story that they was talking about. But his accomplishment did not go. His death did not go in vain. What happened next was, over the next 100 years, over the course of the next 100 years, his energy never left, and capoeira because capoeira at the time was outlawed. It became a national culture. You see what I'm saying? And the Orishan deities, all that became national. It's okay for you to have African practices again. You see what I'm saying? It was okay for you to learn whatever you wanted to learn. That's what his energy did. So when we talk about protecting yourself, the magically sealed body, the corpo fachado. So he had this power, and he was hell on earth, and that just show you how powerful it was. That in the story, it took 40 men to take him out. 40. and he fought off these people until they killed him. They stabbed him with the wooden Takum sword or blade. And you and not only in that culture, you see this in other cultures. This in Asia, if y'all ever seen the popular movie Five Deadly Venoms, you know, number 5, the Toad, he had this too. The iron shirt, the iron armor, or the iron body. That's what they called it in Kung Fu. Where your body is hardened and strengthened, and not it makes you invincible to most attacks. You impervious to most attacks. And what they had to do in the movie to stop him, because he was unstoppable for most of the movie, they had to break his kung fu. They had to break his magic, his sealed body. So that's what they did in the movie. And it took a whole courtroom and 2 of his sect members, plus a machine that stabs all over his body. It's like a machine of spikes that stabbed him all over his body to break his kung fu. That's how hard they had to work to break his magically sealed body. So you see it everywhere, you know. So when we say magical protection, this is what we mean. This is what we mean. Even I have a story for y'all. How about that? In my personal life, I was out one night and I just felt like it was late, like 12 a.m. And I just felt like I need to go to the lake. But the particular lake I was at, you're not supposed to trespass after a certain time. Well, I just felt like I need to go out there. This is my inner self guide me to another trial. So I'm out there chilling at the lake, and then of course the cops show up. Now most cops, you know, they don't even need a lot of times a reason to bother you or whatever. But while I was out there chilling, he seen me and whatever, and usually, you know, they get out the car and bother you for and I've seen cops bother people for less on most occasions. But this particular cop, he couldn't bring himself to get out the car. He couldn't even bring himself to stop the car for real. And the only reason he was stopping and going was because that was my higher self giving me a choice. So what you gonna pick? You gonna pick the fear or you gonna pick the force? And of course, my cool ass picked the force. You know, shit. Yeah. And when in the moment I made that decision, there was a shift in my reality. I could see the energy pass by me, and the cop, he seen me and just kept driving on. And I was the one trespassing. I wasn't even supposed to be there. Like literally, I was not supposed to be there. So this is what we talking about. Using your magic to, you gotta have a spiritual presence, a spiritual force about you. You gotta have a magical power inside of you. That there's a magical presence living in you. An I am presence, a soul presence living in you, living inside you, and it's up to you to embrace that power. Everybody has an inner god, inner goddess, but you gotta go embrace it, or you gonna suffer the consequences of not embracing your power. Especially right now, we're in a cycle of degeneration and destruction. So yes, so yeah. Of course, I always like to give a few ground rules with this magical power. Don't go around provoking nobody. Once you achieve this level, don't go around provoking nobody, because provocation is a creation. It is your own creation. So whatever happens, you chose it to happen when you provoke somebody. And don't let anyone get in your head, get in your mind, and cause you to doubt your own magical power. Because if you start to believe that there's something wrong with you, or there's something wrong with your power, then it shuts itself down, because you have made the conscious decision to stop believing in your own power. You see what I'm saying? So never let anybody fuck you out of your awareness. You see what I'm saying? Don't never let them tell you your magic is wrong. What's up, Dave's Toast? Never tell them that. Never let that happen. So I also want to go over attack magic. You know, if you ever seen Harry Potter, they teach both defense and attack. You know, sometimes you may have to attack. You just can't hide behind your shields all day. At some point, you gotta lob a fireball. So what you can do is you can imagine / visualize a magical seal projecting out of your hands, and you could go about this many ways. Once you do this, you can just imagine an energy ball shooting out of that hand or shooting out of that seal or whatever, or you can, if you into it, you can recite Psalm 144. That's war god magic. You see what I'm saying? It gives you it enhances your power. The especially verse 1 and verse 2. It enhances your power. It'll arouse the magic inside of you. So you can use Psalm 144. You can write your own attack magic spells and your own protection magic spells. And what's gonna happen when you start using spells are nothing but programs that you utter out into the universe, so you can program the energetic computer of the universe. And what's gonna happen is the universe is gonna respond to that vibration, and it's gonna trigger in your reality a series of events to show you that your magic is working, that your protection magic is working, that your attack magic is working. So that's how it works. You can just visualize magical seals projected from your hand. If you just want some a DVD or a movie or something, check out Doctor Strange. They kind of went over how to do it, sacred geometrical symbols and seals, and they use their minds to project energy out of those seals, project power out of those seals. So you can go about it that way. So with that being said, this is what we're talking about. This is what the message of Fred Hampton was. Get back into your magic. Get back into your work. Do what you need to do to protect yourself and the people around you, and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be alright. We're gonna make it through this. Earth already met a quota for ascension, and we already on the 4th dimension. Here, I seen 2 suns the other day. One that set in the west, which was our usual sun, the yellow sun, and there was one sitting in the north, which was a red sun. So we already kicking out a 4th dimensional frequency, and you already starting to see the 4th dimensional realm. So keep looking out for that. Keep looking out for our continuous rise. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. With that being said, what up, say? With that being said, y'all have any questions? I know problem, Rachel Rose. Just letting y'all know what it is. Miss you too, sis. Rachel Rose, our dragon guides and protectors are there for us. True. Rachel Rose. They had a free breakfast program for the community and the government, and they hated that their community skills were remarkable. True, they were. Yeah, when it comes to building up the community, Black Panthers did it no better. No, nobody could touch that. That's why they were so world renowned. David Toast, thank you for this. No problem. So y'all have any questions before I get up out of here? But alright, y'all. I'm about to roll out. Y'all share this with your friends, put the word out there, and I'm out. Peace.